Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets.
Hey, everyone.
So today, we've got quite the mix lined up for this deep dive.
Yeah, a bit of everything.
We're talking about a new, super cheap electric truck that just got
It's
announced.
a slate, right. It looks interesting.
Yeah. And then, the big question. Are all smartphones starting to look the same?
Yeah.
Is innovation stalling?
Always a good debate.
Plus, some advice on tablets for, getting stuff done and for gaming, and soundbars for the bedroom, streaming boxes, and even why movies look so wide sometimes.
Yeah, that aspect ratio thing.
So it should be a fun one. Let's jump in.
Let's do it. It's funny how these topics, though they seem kind of random, actually touch on affordability, personalization, entertainment, core tech themes, really.
Totally. Okay, first up, this Slate electric truck. I saw the headline, under $20,000 after incentives. Seriously.
Yeah, it's a pretty bold move.
How are they even doing that? What's the catch?
Well, the catch, if you want to call it that, is radical simplicity. Slate's basically stripped it right back.
Strip back hell.
Think like the absolute basics. You get 2 seats, a 5-meter truck bed, pretty decent payload, actually, 1,400 pounds.
Okay.
AC, which is good. Steel wheels, hand crank windows.
And crank windows. Wow. Okay. Blast from the past.
Definitely. And standard driver safety assist stuff, rear electric motor, and a surprisingly roomy frunk, apparently.
So all the essentials, but none of the, fancy bits.
Exactly. It's a deliberate choice to hit that price. But here's the interesting part. Customization.
Oh, okay.
They're launching with one base trim, just gray, but over 100 add-ons available.
100? Like what?
Well, things like vinyl wraps if you don't want gray. And get this, there's even an SUV upgrade kit.
Wait, you can turn the truck into an SUV?
Apparently so. Adds seats, takes it from 2 to 5. You can buy these add-ons at purchase or later on. It's very modular.
That's actually really cool. Build your own EV. Kinda.
Pretty much. And that philosophy extends to the infotainment too.
Let me guess. No giant touchscreen.
You guessed it. No touchscreen, no stereo, no Bluetooth standard. It's a bring-your-own-device setup.
So what do you get?
You get a universal phone mount, some USB ports for charging, and then optional holders you can buy for a tablet or a Bluetooth speaker.
Huh. So you just use your phone or tablet for maps and music?
Yeah, the idea is you use the tech you already have and probably prefer anyway. Avoids that built-in system becoming outdated.
I can see the logic there. What about range? Can it actually, go anywhere?
The base battery is around 150 miles.
Okay. Decent for around town, maybe.
Right. And there's an optional larger battery that bumps it up to about 240 miles.
That's more usable.
Definitely.
Done.
So for that price, especially with the DIY customization angle, it could be a really interesting entry point for EVs.
Yeah, I could see that appealing to a lot of people. When's it coming?
They're taking $50 refundable reservations online now, and they expect it to arrive sometime next year.
Interesting. Could definitely shake things up. Okay, let's shift gears. Phones and tablets.
The everyday gadgets.
Yeah. And we actually got a question from Christopher John 82336 over in Trinidad. Hey, Christopher.
Nice. What's the question?
He's weighing up getting a new tablet, needs it for productivity and gaming, and he's looking at either the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra or the ZTE Red Magic Nova.
Ah, okay. Those are 2 very different beasts, targeting different priorities.
Right. So what's the breakdown? The Samsung first.
So the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra, think premium productivity powerhouse. It's got that huge, beautiful 14-inch screen.
Yeah.
Comes with the S Pen included, which is great for notes, sketching, and it integrates with their Galaxy AI features now, too.
Okay.
And Samsung's Dex mode is getting better, gives you that desktop-like experience for multitasking. Plus, it's got a powerful MediaTek Dimensity chip, so it can handle gaming pretty well.
But the focus is productivity.
Primarily, yeah. And it comes with a premium price tag, usually over $1,000.
Oof. Okay, so what about the ZTE Red Magic Nova? The name alone sounds like it's built for gaming.
And you'd be right. The Red Magic line is all about gaming. The Nova tablet focuses on things like advanced thermal cooling, so it doesn't throttle during long gaming sessions.
Important.
Very. Plus, a screen with really quick latency, high refresh rate for smooth visuals. It's tuned for gaming performance.
Does it do productivity stuff at all?
I mean, it's an Android tablet, so you can, but it doesn't have things like the S Pen or a dedicated desktop mode like Dex. It uses an LCD screen, not AMOLED like the Samsung, but that helps keep the cost down.
So better value if gaming is the main thing.
Likely, yes. It's probably great for casting games to a TV, too. Faster performance for the price, specifically for games.
So for Christopher,
Yeah.
it really depends. Heavy S Pen user, lots of work. Maybe the Samsung's worth the splurge. Mostly gaming. ZTE seems like the smarter, maybe cheaper bet.
Exactly. Always good to read specific reviews based on the games he plays. That's the general trade-off. Productivity features versus raw gaming power and cooling.
Makes sense. And speaking of phones and tablets,
Mm.
this feeling that smartphone design has just kind of plateaued.
Oh yeah, we hear that a lot.
You see the leaks, iPhone 17 might look like a pixel, and you just think, haven't we seen all this before? It's just a rectangle with cameras.
There's definitely a lot of design convergence, for sure. Though I will say, some manufacturers, often out of China, are still doing some interesting things with camera layouts, making them look visually distinct.
True, some wild camera bumps out there.
But maybe the next real excitement isn't purely visual design, but thinness, like the rumored iPhone 17 Air. Making phones significantly thinner could actually feel like a bigger change in the hand.
Thinner. Okay, I could see that being appealing.
But the real game-changer potential, still foldable phones, especially these trifold concepts we're starting to see prototypes of.
Rifled, like folds in two places.
Yeah, like Huawei's shown. Imagine unfolding your phone not just into a bigger phone, but into a proper tablet-sized screen. That could really change how we use these devices.
Okay, now that sounds cool. They can sort out the crease, right?
Exactly. The screen crease durability and visibility is still the big hurdle for all foldables, but the potential is huge.
Definitely something to watch. All right, let's switch over to the living room, or maybe the bedroom. Jeff emailed asking for the best soundbar under $600 for his bedroom, which is about 18 by 5 feet.
Okay, 18 by 5, fairly narrow room. Under $600 gives him some really good options, actually.
What would you suggest?
Well, 3 come to mind. First, the Bose Smart Soundbar, maybe the 600 or even the 500 depending on sales. Bose generally has great audio fidelity, good clarity. These models often have Dolby Atmos support using their TrueSpace tech to kind of widen the soundstage.
Bose is always solid. Pricey sometimes, though.
Usually around $500 list, but you might find deals. They also have an AI dialogue mode, which is great for making voices clear, especially at lower volumes in a bedroom.
Good point. Option 2.
How about the Polk Audio Magnify Mini AX? The Mini's key here. It's really compact, so it won't dominate a bedroom dresser.
Small but mighty.
Exactly. It still packs Dolby Atmos and DTS:X support, which is nice. It comes with a wireless subwoofer included, which adds that low-end punch. And Polk has their voice adjust tech, again, specifically for dialogue clarity.
And the price.
Retail is around $500, but I've seen it on sale frequently for closer to $400. Great value with the sub included.
Nice. Okay, more.
Let's go with Klipsch. Maybe the Flexus Core 300? Klipsch is known for that big dynamic sound.
Yeah, more of a movie sound.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
It also does Dolby Atmos. A key Klipsch feature is their horn-loaded tweeter, which they say really helps with vocal clarity and detail. Again, good for dialogue.
Price of that one.
Similar to the Polk, list around $500, but often on sale near $400. So Jeff's got choices. Bose for overall fidelity, Polk for compactness and value with a sub, Klipsch for big dynamic sound, all good under $600.
Perfect. He should be able to find something there. Now, a related question from Andy about streaming boxes. He's asking, with smart TVs being so common, do you even need a separate streaming box anymore? Is it worth buying one?
That's a fair question. And yeah, I'd argue they absolutely still have a place for a lot of people.
Why is that? My TV has Netflix built in.
Sure, most do. But often, the operating system on a dedicated box like Google TV, Roku, Apple TV, it's just better.
Yeah.
It's often faster, smoother, easier to navigate than the software the TV manufacturer slapped on.
Okay, yeah, some smart TV interfaces are pretty clunky.
Exactly. And dedicated streamers usually get software updates for longer, keeping them secure and adding features. Plus, they often have better performance, more storage for apps.
Yeah.
It just makes for a less frustrating streaming experience day to day.
And you mentioned customizing inputs.
Yeah, some people like that a dedicated box means the TV always defaults to that HDMI input rather than the TV's slow home screen little thing, but it adds up.
Okay, so they're still relevant. If Andy does want one, what are the top picks right now?
Well, 3 main contenders. First, the Chromecast with Google TV, either the 4K or HD version, or the slightly newer Google TV streamer, which has better performance and storage.
What's good about Google TV?
It's generally really easy to set up and use, has a clean layout focused on content discovery, excellent app compatibility. Just be aware, Google puts ads and recommendations in the interface.
Right. Ads. What else?
Roku. The Roku Streaming Stick 4K is fantastic value, usually around $40 or $50. Super simple interface, very easy to use, great 4K streaming quality.
Also a classic choice. Ads on Roku, too.
Yep, Roku has ads on its home screen as well. That's kind of the trade-off for the lower hardware price.
Okay, so if you hate ads,
Then you look at the Apple TV 4K, it's definitely the premium option, more expensive, but the interface is clean, fast, and crucially ad-free on the main screens.
that's a big selling point for some.
Absolutely. Plus integration with the Apple ecosystem if you're already in it. The word is a new Apple TV might be coming next year, maybe 2025, so maybe wait if you're not in a rush.
Good to know. So Google for discovery, Roku for simplicity and value, Apple for the ad-free premium experience.
That's a good summary. It depends what Andy values most.
Cool. All right, last question. This one's about movies. Why do directors insist on using that super wide, like 21.9 aspect ratio for movies? It just leaves black bars on most of our TVs and monitors.
The classic black bars debate. It really boils down to artistic intent and the theatrical experience.
Meaning they don't care about my TV?
Well, oh, not entirely. But the primary consideration for many filmmakers, especially for big movies, is how it looks on the massive cinema screen. That wider format, often technically 2.35.1 or 2.40.1 rather than exactly 21.9, just feels more epic, more immersive in a theater.
So it's for the scope.
Yeah, I think sweeping landscapes, big action scenes. The wide frame enhances that sense of scale. It's a deliberate creative choice to make the film feel cinematic.
Are there examples of directors really thinking about this?
Definitely. Like director Ryan Coogler on his film Creed 3 actually shot it using different formats, including ultra-wide and the taller IMAX format, specifically so it offer unique, optimized experiences depending on where you saw it.
Huh. So sometimes they do think about different screens.
They do. And you'll notice a lot of content made specifically for streaming services, big budget shows on Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime Max, they're often shot in the standard 16.9 ratio that fills your TV perfectly.
Right, because they know that's where most people will watch it.
Exactly. But for traditional cinema releases, that ultra-wide aspect ratio is a long-standing tradition. It helps differentiate the theatrical experience. Think about so many iconic films.
Like what?
Oh, tons. The Matrix, Forrest Gump, Indiana Jones movies, Alien, Die Hard, all shot in those wider formats. It's part of the language of cinema.
So it's basically an artistic choice for the big screen, and we get the black bars at home as a side effect.
Pretty much sums it up. It's about preserving that intended cinematic feel.
Well, that makes sense, even if the bars are still a bit annoying sometimes. That's been a really interesting mix today.
Yeah, from budget EVs to movie aspect ratios, covered some ground.
It really shows how tech touches, well, everything. How we get around, how we work, how we relax.
Absolutely. Always evolving, always something new to talk about.
For sure. Well, thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed this deep dive, definitely let us know. Like, comment, share it around.
Yeah, we love hearing from you.
And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next discussion. We'll catch you on the next one.